Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. They are silent, but they're still watching. And what do you need to know about this connection? All right, so we're going to get straight into it. But before we do, take a moment here and meditate on the three cards and pick the one that calmly draws you the most. This is card one with the teal blue glass crystal, card two, the yellow crystal, and card three, the tangerine glass crystal. All right, so let's get straight into your reading. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. They are silent, but still watching. And what do you need to know about this connection? Let's talk about the energy that pulled you here. The Sun card and the teal blue glass crystal. You are not regular. Let's just start there. The Sun card, main character energy. You don't walk into people's lives, you illuminate them. You brought light, warmth, honesty, and a glow that is still lingering in this person's energy, even if they're not saying a damn word. Okay, so, and the teal blue glass crystal, that's throat chakra all day. That's truth. That's clarity that hits so deep, it exposes everything false around it. So here's what's real. You showed up with full light and you didn't dim, you didn't pretend, you didn't twist yourself to be more digestible. And they were not ready for that. They didn't know what to do with that level of real. They're silent because you triggered something deep, not in a toxic way, but in a, oh, shoot type of way, right? That type of way. And this person, it's like they're saying, like, this person sees me kind of way. You saw through them. You saw past the mask, past the front, past the fear, and they felt it. And that scared the soul out of them. Okay, so here's the thing though, just because they're quiet, it doesn't mean they don't care. They watch you, they check in energetically. Some of you, this person is watching your stories, watching who likes your stuff, maybe even asking mutuals about you, but they're doing it in the shadows. Why? Because your energy is too big to face without growth. They just can't come back to you without being different. And they know that. So, should you wait? Should you wait? We're going to keep pulling because, you know, I'm just going to say this now. I'm going to say this now. Do not shrink your light waiting on someone else's to catch up to it. They're not confused about how powerful you are. They're just unsure if they're ready to match it. Okay, so stick with me because I am pulling the next card now. And at the end of this reading, I'm going to summarize this person's total energy and what they feel and what they are not saying. And also whether this is going somewhere or just spinning. All right, so we have the fault line. This is the fault line, like an earthquake fault line, right? We got that card. And let's see what else. See, what is the energy as it does relate? You got the Arcturians, feeling safe, wisdom keepers, and concern. All right, so I'm just going to tell you straight out. This is interesting. Look, because okay, let's start here. We're going to go all the way in, okay? All right. So, let's get into it. Y'all know how we do it over here, right? We not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you exactly what's coming through. This connection shook something deep, and It cracked open something that was trying to stay hidden. For this person, you were the spiritual trimmer. They had their walls up, their image in place, their ego standing tall, and then you happened. And the Arcturians, right? Showing up. Honey, that's ancient. This is soul level energy. This ain't just a casual flirt or almost situation. This is cellular recognition. So this person's soul remembers you. And that's why it hit different. That's why it still hits. But here's where the rubber meets the road. They don't feel safe with themselves right now. You see, this card, feeling safe, that's not about you. It's not about you making them feel safe. You did that. You did that. This is about them not feeling emotionally safe enough to be seen. So they're not scared of being known that deeply, right? I mean, they are scared. They are scared of being known that deeply, scared of being that vulnerable, scared that if they let you in all the way, you'll see the cracks. You'll see the cracks and walk away. So instead, they keep the mask on. They stay silent. They hold concern instead of connection. Wisdom keepers, that's you. That's you. That's the energy. That's your energy. You're the one carrying the ancient love codes. You're the one here to love differently, deeply, honesty. That's why this is hitting so hard. You didn't bring them a situationship. You brought them a mirror. And let's be real, this connection hit a fault line because one of y'all was evolving faster. I'll give you a hint. It's you. You're the one doing the work. You're the one gaining clarity. You're the one they'll probably never forget, even if they never say a word. But I want you to sit with this. Sit with this. Do you want to stay emotionally invested in someone who's concerned but not courageous? Because there's a difference between someone thinking about you and someone stepping towards you. Yeah, this energy is powerful, but it's unstable. It is unstable. And Spirit is saying, you can't build a future on a fault line unless both of you are willing to rebuild. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to go ahead and pull your next card. You have a few more cards to go, and then we will summarize this person's total energy. We're going to get clear on what they feel but aren't saying, whether this is going somewhere or if it's time to emotionally, detach and redirect your power. So stay with me while I pull your next cards. All right, so let's get in it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so what is the energy? All right, let's put this up here. Let's give it some room. Let's see. Let's adjust your cards. Give me 1 second. Okay, so what is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through with this connection and this person? Have my kids. I want to have a family with you. I know you'd be an amazing parent. And I dream of the day I can experience raising a family together. So this is definitely about family ties. The energy of children is here. I'm picking up the fifth house in astrology as well, which is the house of children. So maybe you have children. I feel like this person does see you as someone that could be an excellent parent here. You have amazing parenting skills, even if you're not a parent yet, but even if you are a pet parent and you take care of your animal really well, this person does recognize this energy about you. And they're showing up to let you know, hey, I see you in this light. But yes, so many fifth house vibes here. The number five also could be significant here in the energy. It could be in your birthday, birth month, or birth year. Okay. I want to have you. I want to have kids with you. I dream of raising a family together. This isn't just casual emotion. This is legacy level energy. This person sees something in you that goes beyond romance. They see stability, warmth, emotional safety, and nurturing. So, whether you have kids now or not, your energy screams. It screams home, grounded, devoted, ride or die, but only for the right one. So, like I said, you might be a parent or a pet parent or just, the one who always checks on everyone else. Either way, they have seen how you love and it stuck. Even in silence, they remember how you moved, how you cared. They know how you show up for a child the way you showed up for them. And they know they didn't always deserve it. So this feels, like I said, this really feels tied to the fifth house energy in astrology. It really does. And I do want to point this out that the fifth house does rule over Leo. This is children, creativity, passion, romantic joy. So Spirit is confirming that this connection wasn't just about attraction, it activated something sacred and future focused in them. Okay. So, but here's the thing, dreaming of building a family and being ready to build one, two different timelines. Two different timelines. Because right now, this person is feeling the vision, but still unsure how to align their reality with it. So, yes, they're still emotionally, immaturity or fear blocking the execution. And let's be honest, Clarity family, you're the kind of person that people fantasize about building with. But not everyone is equipped to maintain what they ask for. So, yeah, we have pulled the truth. We pulled truth, we pulled fear, we have pulled family. Okay, so now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and pull your next card. You have like 3 more cards to go. So let's go ahead and pull your next card because we're going to get real about, what they feel but haven't said and whether this is divinely delayed or emotionally done. And most importantly, whether it's time to reclaim your energy and stop giving wife hubby vibes to someone stuck in situationship mode. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull it. You have compassion. And the card says, embrace others' differences and accept your own imperfections. A spirit is giving you a message here. You are so hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, okay? This is giving empath energy. So this person does see your compassion, and sometimes they can take your compassion, for granted. There could be also some narcissistic tendencies in this person, right? This one, listen, is really all about compassion, self-acceptance, and recognizing when your light is being taken for granted. So spirit just got in the mix heavy with this one, okay? With compassion coming through, I don't know, I just felt embrace others' differences and accept your own imperfections. And instantly I felt that lump in your chest, the one that says, Did I do too much? Was I not enough? And why did they shut down when I was only trying to love them right? Let me be real with you. You are not the problem. You're just an empath in a connection with someone who didn't know how to receive real love. So this person saw your compassion and didn't know what to do with it. You were the soft place. You were the understanding. You were the I see the broken parts in you and still offer love kind of energy. And let me tell you something. That kind of love hits different when someone isn't healed. So it either helps them rise or makes them retreat. And Spirit is saying right now, stop beating yourself up for loving from your soul. Yes, you were open. Yes, you gave them grace. And maybe you gave it too long. But guess what? That's not weakness. That's evidence that, that's evidence of your spiritual maturity. So this connection gave narcissistic empath dynamics at times. And it doesn't mean this person is a full-blown narcissist, but there were moments they took without pouring back, and dodged accountability, made you question your instincts, pulled you in and pushed you away, expected healing energy without offering emotional safety. Sound familiar? Yeah, Spirit sees it too. But here's what I love about you. You're done questioning your compassion. You're done labeling your softness as a flaw. You're realizing that your love isn't the issue. Their lack of capacity is. This card is Spirit wrapping around you and saying, baby, stop being hard on yourself for being real in a world full of emotionally, unavailable people. You're not too sensitive. You're not too much. You're just no longer available for half-hearted love. No. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull your next card and see where this energy is headed. Let's pull your next card because we're going to get this, and make sure you stay until the end of the reading because we're going to summarize this person's full energy, what they feel but can't say, and whether this is divinely delayed, or even like a spiritual lesson only, or something that's truly still got a pulse. Okay. We'll close the reading with clarity. So, and you deserve it. So let's go ahead and pull your next card first. All right, so we got 2 more cards to go. You got the moon. So see, there's definitely something hidden here with the moon coming through. All right. So let's see what it is. What am I picking up here? The moon. I do want to point out that the moon does rule over the zodiac sign of Cancer. Secrets, hidden emotions, things that you can't physically see, but have felt. And this is also Spirit saying, hey, trust your intuition because it's guided by the cosmic GPS system. Trust yourself. Yeah, the moon. Let me see. Let me hold the card. Okay. Okay, Clarity family. This right here, this is Spirit going, pay attention. You pulled the moon, your energy. Okay. And I don't take that lightly because the moon means something is being concealed. There's more to this person's energy than what they're showing you. Let's be clear, the silence isn't empty, it's loaded. There are feelings here, there is confusion here, there is desire here, and there is fear as deep as the ocean. The moon rules Cancer, and that's big. Cancer's energy is protective, emotional, private, and often hard shelled, right? It has a hard shell and is soft inside. So this person is hiding behind emotional armor that they don't want you to see the real tenderness underneath. But guess what? You already felt it. You already knew. You picked it up in the way their energy changed, in the pauses, the shift in tone. Your intuition has been screaming at you. And Spirit is straight up telling you, stop waiting on confirmation when your body already knows the truth. So if you've been second guessing yourself, if you have been wondering, am I overthinking this? You're not. You are picking up on the emotional undercurrent that they have been trying to suppress. But here's the question. Is this secrecy protective or manipulative? Is this person hiding their emotions because they're scared of vulnerability? Or are they keeping you in limbo to maintain control? That's what we're about to find out in the next card, because the moon brings shadows, but the final pull, that's going to bring clarity. Okay. All right, so let's see here. I just want to adjust your cards just in case you would like to take a screenshot of the energy. All right, so let's see. We're going to go ahead. You know what? No, this is correct. I'm going to go here. Okay. All right, so here we go. We got one more card to go. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break down this person's full energy, okay? Because you'll walk away knowing if this is real but delayed or spiritually expired. And most importantly, if it's worth your continued energy. Okay, so let's pull your final card because we're closing this chapter with truth. Let's finish strong. You deserve nothing less. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate? A mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. Whoa, this is not a coincidence. Literally. The mask. Wow. Okay. Look at this. And where did it naturally lay? Right here under the moon, which is what we just talked about. Not showing true feelings, hiding, gaslighting, delusion. You can't make this up. The moon came through and now the mask is like, yep, you felt it. Here's your confirmation. So this person, they have been hiding, holding back, wearing a face that doesn't match their heart. And Spirit just snatched that layer off. So this isn't just silence, this is intentional withholding. Whether out of fear, trauma, or control, they have been performing, not showing. So let's talk about this word by word. Not showing true feelings. You felt love, you saw potential, and every time you tried to go deeper, they pulled back, got vague, and flipped the script. That wasn't confusion, babe. That was avoidance, hiding from the connection, from their own healing, from you, because you see too much. Gaslighting. Yeah, that moment where they made you feel like you were too much, too emotional, reading into things, pushing too fast, that was projection. That was them not being ready and trying to make it your fault. Delude. They wanted to keep the fantasy without facing the responsibility. You were giving wifey, hubby vibes, okay? And they were showing up as a situationship cosplayer, okay? Now, when I say wifey slash hubby, that's if depending on what you identify as, okay? So, what's the final breakdown? Let's go ahead and summarize this person's full energy because they feel you deeply. They are watching you silently. They recognize your worth fully, but they're also not ready, not honest, and not walking in their truth. This is not about whether they love you. It's about whether they have that emotional maturity and spiritual capacity to love you right. And as of now, this connection is not in a place to pour back into, right? This connection is not in a place to pour back into you. This person cannot pour back into you right now. So there's a final message coming through here from Spirit. This is not your forever person in their current form. And so Spirit is saying, stop confusing potential with partnership. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. You had to experience this so you'd stop accepting crumbs in a world where you were always meant to feast. Clarity family, this is your moment. So if you have been waiting for a sign to move your energy and close the cycle or stop rereading the messages, this is it. You have outgrown the mask. Now, Spirit is saying, honey, go where your soul doesn't have to perform to be loved. This does conclude your reading. I hope this reading resonates with you and or inspire you. And if it does, drop a comment below. I absolutely enjoy reading your comments. I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. Yes, they are silent, but still watching. And what you need to know about this connection. If your energy led you here today, baby, this wasn't by accident. You were drawn to the yellow glass crystal and the Empress card. And that's already saying everything, because let me tell you something. You're not just the one. You're not just the one. You're the blueprint. This person knows it. They have never experienced energy like yours. You're not just attractive, you're generative, okay? So you don't just love, you elevate. You bring healing, softness, fire, wisdom, sensuality, nurturing, all in the same breath. And the yellow glass crystal, this is the solar plexus energy. This is power, purpose, confidence that doesn't have to yell to be heard. You carry yourself like somebody who knows what she carries. And even when you're quiet, your energy speaks before you do. So let me be clear. They never stopped feeling you. They just don't know what to do with you. You're the type they pray for and panic when it shows up. Because with you, there's no faking. no performance, no hiding behind shallow intentions. Your presence requires truth. And they're not in it. They feel exposed. So, yes, this card combo, it says, it's giving, I know I could be everything, and I'm not sure I deserve you. But here's what Spirit wants you to remember. You don't wait around while someone decides if they're ready for what they asked for. Because your Empress energy, it doesn't chase. She sits, she glows, she chooses. And if they can't arise in a space of action, truth, and emotional presence, that's not your rejection. It's your redirection. But we're not done yet. I'm pulling more cards to get into this person's emotional state, intentions, and what's really going on behind the silence. Okay, so keep watching because we're going to uncover what they are not saying, why they are stuck, and whether this connection still has divine potential or if Spirit's already setting you up for something bigger. Okay, so let's go deeper. You ready? Let's pull the next card. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate? The eternal child. Got that card. Ooh. Wow, I'm already feeling the energy on that one. What is the energy as it does relate? Thank you, Spirit. You have a childlike energy that you radiate with. Like you are naturally like optimistic and you see the good in people. You really want to see the good in people. But at this phase of it, you're like, you know what? Okay, let me just pull your next card because I don't want to get ahead of myself and the energy. Okay, this is the Kabbalah, the tree of life, integration, life lessons, and emanation. The Kabbalah tree of life. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so now this combo is loud because Spirit said, we're not just healing you, we're growing you all the way up. So let's talk about this eternal child. Okay? You radiate something rare, that natural optimism, that I still believe in good love, real people, soft places to land kind of energy. And that's not naivety, that's divine resilience. You see the best in people. You've always tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. And you believe that they could grow, that they were healing, that they just needed space. But this card is showing up now because you have hit a new place. You're no longer just seeing the good, you're seeing the patterns. And now you're like, I'm not abandoning my softness, but I'm done abandoning myself. Now, let's get into the Kabbalah, the tree of life energy. Okay. This is Kabbalistic wisdom, baby. This ain't surface. This card is screaming. You have been integrated. You've integrated the lesson. You don't need to go back. You've been through the emotional boot camp. You've loved deeply. You have learned where you overgave. You learned when silence is sacred. You learned that being the light doesn't mean carrying the whole connection. So this is not just a love connection anymore. This is a spiritual lesson wrapped in a human experience. And Spirit is saying, you passed. So let us take it from here. You are being illuminated. That means that you're not just healing, you're being shown who you were always meant to be on the other side of this connection. All right. So here's the question you need to sit with. Are you still trying to love them from a place of potential? Or are you ready to receive a connection that matches your evolution? Because the tree of life card, it doesn't just show up unless it's time to step up fully into your power, peace, and purpose. Let's pull the next card because Spirit is clearing the fog and setting you up to move in clarity, not confusion. So we're getting closer to the final truth, so stay with me and let's see what else is coming through. All right. Okay. So what is the energy as it does relate? You hurt me. Everything that happened hurt me so much. I needed more time to heal. This is you. This person knows that they hurt you. This is you saying this to this person. And you pulled back. You have taken back your power. They know what they did. Even though they have not taken accountability, they know exactly what they did to you. This is you speaking. Let's make that real clear. This is the part of you that loved hard, showed up fully, and then got hit with distance, dishonesty, emotional laziness, or silence. And now you pulled back. Not out of pettiness, not to play games, but because your spirit said, no more bleeding for someone who won't stop the cut. Let me tell you something. This person knows they hurt you. They may not have said it. They may not have apologized, and they may still be pretending they're confused or emotionally processing or busy with life or whatever else. But inside, they know exactly what they did. They know what your silence really means. They know that the love you offered was rare, real, and now retracted. You retracted. You took back your power, and it shows. It's in your energy. It's in your peace. It's in how you no longer asking for closure. You became it. And this card, Spirit is validating your experience and saying, you're not crazy. You're not dramatic. You're not sensitive. You were just finally honest about your pain. But here's the deeper truth. They thought you'd wait. They thought you'd reach out again. And they thought time would fade the fire. But what they didn't expect was you healing yourself in silence and rising up softer but stronger. This is your healing. And this card is your confirmation. You can love someone deeply and still choose yourself fully. Let's go ahead and pull your next card because this story is unfolding and you're about to get the full picture on what this connection truly means in your life. We're almost there. Stay with me and let's see what Spirit wants you to know next. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? Six of Wands. Let me point this out. This is fire. So yes, it is in resonance with Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. That energy could be in the top placements of your birth chart or theirs. But let me tell you what this is. This is spirit saying, you didn't just survive this connection. You're coming out of it with your crown on. The Six of Wands is elevation. This is victory energy. This is, they tried to fumble you, and now they're watching you thrive from the sidelines. This is this type of energy. So this person may have hurt you, and they may have ignored you, underestimated you, made you question your worth. But guess what? Now they're watching you glow. Now they are seeing your energy pull other people in. And now they're realizing, damn, that was her the whole time. That was her the whole time. So let's keep it real. This isn't about revenge. You're not out here trying to prove a point, but Spirit is saying your healing is the proof. You weren't crazy. You weren't asking for too much. You were just asking the wrong one. You were asking the wrong one to rise to your level. Now you are leading with energy that attracts, respects, recognition, and real reciprocity. The Six of Wands is your spiritual glow up, not just emotionally, but in how people see you. New people, new opportunities, new love. This is the part where everything starts aligning and the past starts looking like a lesson, not a loss. So let's be clear about this connection. You were the blessing. You were the shift. You were the healer they didn't honor, but you're not their unfinished story anymore. You're the main character in your own divine unfolding. Clarity family. This is your message. If they couldn't recognize your worth when you were pouring into them, they'll have to watch you be celebrated by someone who can. You're not chasing closure. You are the closure. You're not asking for validation. You are the victory. And you reach the end of this energetic push and pull cycle. All right? But baby, this is just the beginning of your next level, because you're ready. Are you ready? Yes, because Spirit already said yes. So let's go ahead and pull your next card. You have 2 more cards to go. Let's pull your next one. All right, so let's see what's coming through. All right, what is the energy as it does relate? You got communication. Effective communication is the bridge to understanding and connection. All right. Okay. All right. Communication is ruled by the planet. You guys know it, Mercury, okay? And Mercury rules over Gemini. It rules over Gemini. Okay, listen. Spirit is now zeroing in on the pieces that still linger. And the Spirit just dropped the word. Effective communication is the bridge to understanding and connection. So this isn't just about talking. This is about being heard, understood, and felt. Because let's be real, You didn't need them to be perfect. You didn't need a fairy tale. You just needed truth, effort, and emotional honesty. But what did you get instead? Silence, mixed signals, emotionally avoidant energy. So this card is confirmation that communication was the breaking point in this connection. You may have expressed yourself clearly, and you may have opened the door multiple times. You may have said, "Let me tell you how I feel. Just be real with me." And they couldn't or wouldn't meet you there. Why? Because communication requires courage, and courage was never their strong suit in this connection. So here's what this card is really saying now. If this connection is ever going to rise again, truth must be spoken, clarity, directly, freely. No guessing, no code switching, no pretending. But let's be clear, you're no longer interested in decoding someone else's silence. You have outgrown emotional scavenger hunts, and you've healed enough to know that if it's real, it communicates. If it's aligned, it flows. So now the question isn't, will they say something? The question is, will their communication match the level of connection you require? Because at this point, vibes aren't enough. Energy isn't enough. Words are needed, or peace will remain the final decision. You have one more card to pull. And that one is going to finalize the connection, right? Really, how it's going to finalize what this connection really represents in your life and whether this bridge is about to be crossed or burned in grace. So stay with me, Clarity family. You're almost at the full truth. So let's go ahead and pull your final card. You ready? All right, here we go. You have seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interferences. All right. Wow. Why are we not surprised at this energy coming through? But let's see what I'm picking up. Okay, so you already know Spirit didn't hold back on this card. Okay, let's go ahead and say it. This person may have been emotionally connected to you, but they were also entertaining distractions. So whether it was actual third parties, sexual temptations, or just not being done with their player energy, there's a part of this connection that was spiritually deep, but physically messy. And you felt it. Even when you couldn't prove it, even when they said, "I'm just busy," or "you're overthinking," or "we're not official." That was never about your imagination. That was your intuition screaming through the silence. Let's keep it 100. You were offering soul love, and they were still playing in surface level lust, ego strokes, okay? Ego strokes and validation games. This doesn't mean they didn't care. This doesn't mean they never felt the bond. But it does mean this: they didn't protect the connection. They didn't honor the sacredness you brought to the table. They chose chaos over clarity, and Spirit took note. Here's the divine truth of this final card. If someone can't tell the difference between sacred love and temporary distraction, they were never in a position to receive you in full. And you have outgrown being the maybe while they entertain the meaningless. Clarity family, let's bring it all the way home. So from the moment your energy drew you here to the imprints, this reading shifted into divine power mode. Because you're not just some romantic option, you're the imprints. You are creation, healing, softness, strength, beauty, clarity, and wisdom all in one. And from that point on, Spirit started laying it all out. The eternal child. It showed us your purity. You've always seen the good in people. You've always wanted to believe they could meet you where you love from, with joy, openness, and truth. But then came the tree of life, and Spirit said, you learned the lesson. You don't need to relearn it. This connection wasn't a punishment, it was a mirror to show you your strength, your growth, and your sacred standards. Then came the deepest truth. You hurt me. Everything that happened hurt me so much, and I needed more time to heal. That wasn't just a card. That was you reclaiming your voice, and Spirit echoed back. They know what they did, even if they never said it out loud. They feel the distance, and they know it was their doing. And what came next? 6 of Wands. Victory, glow up, the spotlight on you. This was the moment that Spirit said, you're not just healing, you're rising, you're being seen, celebrated, and elevated. And then communication. The reminder that love requires more than feelings. It requires truth spoken, right? You have to speak the truth. Wounds addressed and courage shown. And they still haven't delivered. And finally, seduction, the last card. Flirting, temptation, third-party energy. The truth that your spirit always knew, but maybe didn't want to fully face. They were not alone in their distractions, and that dishonored everything sacred that you brought into their space. So what does it all mean? It means this. You were a sacred space for someone who didn't know how to handle sacredness. And you offered depth to someone who was still shallow. You showed up in imprints energy while they were still showing up in survival mode. But now you're done. You are done because you have integrated. You've healed. And Spirit says the crown stays on. The mask stays off, and your next chapter will meet you in truth, not confusion. If they come back, they'll have to come correct, not with games, not with apologies only, but with actions, alignment, and access earned. Until then, you don't chase clarity, you are clarity. Reading complete. I hope this reading resonates with you and or inspire you. And if it does, drop a comment below. I absolutely enjoy reading your comments. I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. You are drawn here to the Moon card and the Tangerine Glass Crystal. And baby, that's not random. You felt this energy before you even clicked in. Because let's be honest, you know that this person has been hiding something. The Moon, that's the energy of mystery, secrets, emotional confusion, and the things they won't say, but you already feel. This is the kind of connection where the vibe is strong, but the clarity is missing. The feelings are there, but the communication is lacking. The presence is powerful, but the actions don't match the energy. And you're standing there, wide awake, asking yourself, what does, why does it feel so real, but move so wrong? Let me tell you why. Because you have done the shadow work. You faced the triggers. You've done the crying, the journaling, the late nights questioning your worth. And you came out the other side self-aware, spiritually whole, and emotionally honest. They're still hiding, still running from the parts of themselves that would actually make them available for a connection like this, and still wearing emotional armor while trying to tap into spiritual intimacy. And let's talk about the tangerine glass crystal. That's sacral chakra energy, emotional intimacy, creative flow, sensual truth. And you radiate all of that. So when they came into your space, they felt it. They knew they were in the presence of someone who could love them for real. But instead of rising, they retreated. This connection is not lost, it's just imbalanced. And they may still watch you, still feel you, still carry your name in their thoughts. But without emotional maturity and spiritual accountability, their presence remains inconsistent. Okay? So stay with me. All right, so let's go ahead and pull your next card. And then we'll summarize. Stay with me until the end of your reading, because we're going to summarize the total energy, okay, of this connection. But we have a few more cards to pull. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? You have the Forest. The Forest. I'm going to pull another card. And you also have the Alchemy, the Philosopher's Stone, Infinity, Destiny, and Magic. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up with this energy. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Let's see what's coming through. All right. Okay. The Forest and the Alchemy card. So with the Forest, this connection took you into the wild, the unknown, the parts of your soul that you don't visit often unless Spirit drags you there. Okay, so because the Forest shows up, it means that this person was the trigger that unlocked the transformation. This was never going to be a neat, easy, surface level love story. This was the one that sent you inward, that shook your foundation, that cracked you open. And not because they were your forever, but because they were your awakening. In the Forest, you don't have a map. You don't have directions. You only have intuition. And that's why this connection hurt so deeply, because you felt it more than you could explain it. So this person led you into the shadow, but you were the one who walked yourself back into the light. The Alchemy, the Philosopher's Stone, Destiny, and Magic. Okay, so now Spirit said, you're no longer just reacting, you're transmuting. This card is sacred. It means the pain didn't just grow you, it refined you. You turned rejection into revelation. You turned silence into self-trust. You turned darkness of the forest into golden light. And now that is what surrounds your aura. You are the alchemist now. This connection was a catalyst for you to awaken your spiritual gifts, break generational patterns, anchor into your divine destiny, and stop accepting crumbs when you were born to feast. And let's be clear, this person felt it too. They may not have the language for it, but they know this wasn't normal. They know you changed something in them, even if they walked away confused, tempted, or hiding, okay? Because your energy hit a soul chord they didn't know existed. So here's the divine tension. Was this person your destiny, or were they the spark that activated your true path toward destiny? That's what we're about to find out, okay? But one thing is clear. You are not the same person you were when this started. And that was the point. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull your next card. You have a few cards to go. But we're going to go ahead and pull the next one here. You're mine. I get so pissed knowing other people can have you now. Is it toxic? Yeah, I don't care. I want the world to know you're mine. Person certainly has some control issues here, but I'm going to read the energy. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so this energy just snapped. This card right here, this brought out their raw, possessive, emotional, messy truth. So this person, they don't want to lose you. They may be silent, confusing, inconsistent, but deep in their chest, it's that possessive thought. I don't want anyone else to have access to what I took for granted. This is not about romance. This is about control, attachment, ego. The kind that says, you're not speaking to me, but I still feel entitled to your energy. They feel you slipping. They feel your power coming back. They feel the glow up, the healing, the elevation. And that scares them more than they will ever admit. Because when someone loses control of the person who loved them the most, it exposes everything they haven't healed. And yes, they know it's toxic and they still want to hold on. That's not love. That's emotional possession. That's, I don't want to change, but I don't want to let go either. Let me read the energy for you, Clarity family. This person still checks for you, still gets jealous, still feels a pang every time they imagine you with someone new. But the question is, are they angry because they love you? Or are they angry because they can't control the version of you that doesn't need them anymore? Because jealousy doesn't equal love and possession doesn't equal partnership. Spirit is calling you to look at this clearly. Do you want someone who wants to own you or someone who wants to honor you? Because baby, you're not a possession. You're a whole force. You are not meant to be kept. You're meant to be chosen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull your next card. And when we summarize the full energy of this connection, we are not leaving anything unsaid. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your next card. You have a few more cards to go. All right. So what is the energy as it does relate? The moon. 2 moon cards. Spirit is coming through loud and clear. You have 2 moon cards here. First of all, that's a synchronicity. Second of all, Spirit is saying, look, pay attention, trust your intuition, trust yourself. You are being guided here when it comes to this connection. Let me point out that the moon does rule over the zodiac sign of Cancer. Okay, so there's some sensitive, emotional energy showing up. But Spirit is also saying what's done in the dark will come to light. 2 different decks, 2 moon cards in one reading. That's not just a sign. This is a full-on spiritual alarm. Spirit is not playing with you. So let's make something very clear. When the moon shows up once, it's a nudge. When it shows up twice, it's a spiritual shout. This card says, stop second guessing what you already know. You've been feeling it. You have been catching the signs. You've been picking up on the subtle shifts, the silence, the misalignment. And Spirit is saying, yes, you're right. This connection has depth, yes, but it also has shadows, secrets, emotional dishonesty. Things that haven't been fully revealed, but are already vibrating in your soul's awareness. That's what's going on. Okay, so 2 moons equals 2 choices. Let me say it again for the ones in the back. 2 moons equals 2 choices. Trust your intuition and move accordingly, or keep waiting for someone to say what your spirit already screamed. You are not crazy. You are not confused. You are not too emotional. You are just finally clear. And this second moon card is also here to say, this person isn't just hiding from you. They are hiding from themselves. And guess what? You can't heal someone who is pretending their wounds don't exist. You can't build something stable with someone who won't even look at their own shadow. You have done the shadow work. You faced the truth, the silence, the disappointment. And now you're being called to trust yourself the way you trusted them. So let's go ahead and pull your next 2 cards. And then we'll get into the final summary of this connection's energy, because baby, Spirit's not letting you walk out of this confused. Okay. And so we're going to end this with clarity, confidence, and no crumbs left behind. So let's go ahead and do it. All right. Okay. So what is the energy as it does relate? Here we go. Abundance. Abundance comes from inner fulfillment and outer effort. Inner fulfillment and outer effort. Abundance. So why is Spirit saying this, right? Let's see. What am I picking up here? Thank you, Spirit. I love this for you. I absolutely love this for you. Listen. Yes, let's go. Okay, what your next 2 final card? This isn't the final, but we're ending on abundance. This is the confirmation card. This is your exit energy. This is Spirit reminding you that after all the shadow, all the silence, all the uncertainty, you are still the prize, still the imprints, still the one. Abundance is not just about money or things. It's about knowing who you are and never lowering your price. So this card says, true love doesn't just feel good, it shows up. This person may have triggered growth. They may have cracked you open, and they may even still feel like the one in your heart some days. But do they bring peace, consistency, mutual effort, and emotional safety? Because no abundance, because abundance requires effort, not just desire, not just potential, not just I miss you energy. And you are walking in new frequency now. You are aligned, self-aware, no longer emotionally starving. You're not waiting to be chosen, you're choosing you. And that inner fulfillment, it's calling in outer blessings, real love, solid support, joy that doesn't have to be begged for, a partner who doesn't just watch you glow, but contributes to your light. This card is Spirit saying, you're done over explaining your worth. You're done over functioning in underfed connections. And your abundance is no longer negotiable. This connection brought lessons, but your life is bringing overflow. All right. Now stay with me because we're going to bring it home. We got your last card coming through. And with this final card, after this final card, we are going to summarize the total energy. All right, let's see. You got keys on a ring, many options, decisions, unconventional string along, and one night stand. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to give it to you like it is, okay? You were not confused. You were being strong along. And now Spirit's putting it in writing. This person, they had options. They explored distractions. They entertained connections that didn't require depth, growth, or honesty. And while you were offering imprints energy, sacred, nurturing, committed energy, they were out here moving in unavailable, inconsistent, keep you close but not too close behavior. Let's go ahead and call it for what it is. They were not ready for what you brought to the table. They wanted your energy, but not your standards. They wanted access, but not responsibility. This was that, let me keep you emotionally attached while I emotionally detach. Let me give you just enough so you won't leave, but never enough to build something real. Unconventional? Yeah. Because this was never a traditional love story. This was a soul lesson in disguise. You were meant to experience it, but you were never meant to stay in it. The final summary here is the total energy of this connection. Let's bring it all the way home. From the Moon card to keys on a ring. You were pulled into the connection full of unspoken truths, mixed signals, shadow work, and spiritual fire, and emotional soul ties that left you questioning yourself. But here's what's undeniable. You grew. You alchemized. You reclaimed your power, and now you see it clearly. This person, still watching, still haunted by your energy, still wrestling with control, fear, and emotional immaturity, still moving from attachment, not alignment. You walked through the forest and faced the moon, transmuted the pain through alchemy, and ended in abundance. You were the sacred lesson, They were the spiritual mirror, but they are not your forever, not in this form. And the keys on a ring card, it's your release note. Spirit said, close the door, lock it with love, and don't leave it cracked for confusion to creep back in. Clarity family, this was your reading. If this resonated, hold it tight, reclaim your energy, and stop settling for half-truths from someone who had your whole heart and still couldn't choose you in full. You're not a backup. You're not an option. You're the abundance, and now you're free. I hope this reading resonates with you or inspire you, and if it does, drop a comment below. I absolutely enjoy reading your comments. I am sending you lots of love and good energy.